Hello and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new here. My name is Emily Person and I am a second grade teacher in Dallas, Texas. I believe in the power of positivity and I would love to help teachers like you find and keep the joy in teaching. So I have a question for you. Do you ever feel like your classroom is just one big circus that you cannot seem to get under control? Do you wish you had a solution to help you and your class feel like you are not a ringmaster of the wild circus from you don't know where? Well, I do have a solution for you, and that solution's name is choice boards. I have 5 reasons why you should be using a choice board in your classroom. And if that sounds something like you're interested in, go ahead and keep on watching. So, oh no, we'll just cut that out. It's fine. So let's start off by talking about what a choice board is. I'm sure that if you've been in education for any amount of time, you have heard the word choice board. And simply put, a choice board is just a piece of paper with choices for what a student gets to do. They get to choose what they do and when they get it done, or what order they get it done in. And I have a couple of examples right here for you. So I have 5 reasons why you should be using choice boards in your classroom. And if you see me looking down, it's because I have some pretty lengthy notes down here. So, number 1 is that it creates autonomy for your students. Think about it. Nobody likes to be told what to do, when to do it, or how they need to get it done. I mean, I really don't. I am a teacher that thrives on autonomy. I don't like things to be done for me. I want to be in charge of them, and I'm willing to bet that you are too, at least to some extent. And our students are the exact same way. A lot of the times we think that our students just kind of go with the flow and they're going to do what we tell them to do because we're the adult. But honestly, they do so much better when they're given choices. And that is what a choice board does. It gives them the autonomy to choose what they do and when they do it, like in what order they can get it done. And this also gives you the perfect opportunity to talk to your students about what it means to have ownership of their learning. In my class personally, we had this conversation and I told them that by using these choice boards, they're taking their learning into their own hands, that they are able to get their work done on their own terms. And we talked about that when I don't get my work done at school, that means I have to take it home. And the same thing goes for them. They're given this big opportunity and responsibility to choose how they get their work done and when they get it done. But if they don't get it done in class, then they have to take it home. And it's just a big lesson for them. It's a big life lesson for them, and they really like it, and they're able to really own that learning for themselves. Number 2, it gives you and your students the opportunity to get more done in the same amount of time. Teachers everywhere, myself included, always say that we don't have enough time to get things done. There is so much that kids need to do during the school day, and it honestly feels like they don't have enough time to do it, and we don't have enough time to do it. But using choice boards in your classroom allows you to get so much more done. I set a timer for 2 hours. It's typically 1 hour before specials and 1 hour after specials, and they have their choice boards in folders like this. And they know what they have to get done, and there are things that they need to get done, and I know they have to get done. So for example, we have technology minutes that we have to meet. Instead of having all of my kids on the iPads at once, they know what's on their choice board and they need to meet their 30 minutes. They know how to check their minutes and they know how to get it done. I want to make sure that my students are composing a small piece of writing every single day. That's on their choice board to get done. I need to make sure that they are completing their independent work assignment from our whole group lesson. That's on their choice board to get done. So all the things you have to get done in a day, just go ahead and put them on all the things that they have to get done in a day, put them on your choice board and make sure that they're getting done. And boom, you get so much more done in the day, and it's absolutely amazing. Number 3, and I'm going to choose my words so wisely. This can help with your classroom management, but please be mindful that it is not a classroom management strategy. Let me say this again for the people in the back. It can help your classroom management, but it is not an end-all be-all for your classroom management strategy. So here is what I mean by that. It allows you to have better control of the noise level. I would get super frustrated because my class was always like out of 10 when they needed to bring it back down to a 2 or a 3. And so how I remedied that was during their choice board time. For example, I told them that there can only be 4 students in the library doing their independent reading. There can only be 4 students at the writing center working on their writing. There can only be 4 students up at the front of the classroom working on their independent work. And by doing that, it controls the noise level because there's only 4 kids there and they really can't get that loud. And if they do start to get loud, I just ring my chime, or I will ring my doorbell and then they know to quiet down. I also am able to hold really effective small group when the kids are using their choice boards because they know what to do with something I like to call on-demand directions. Now this is for math, but we have them for reading too. They have directions that they can reference. So students aren't coming to me saying, Miss Person, what do I do? I'm like, they know, because they're like, oh, I just need to read the directions. And if they really need help, they ask their peers and do 3 before me. I also wear really fun headbands like this one at my teacher table, and the kids know that when I have one of these on my head, they are not to bother me unless it's some sort of an emergency. Or a joke in our classroom is that if there's a cute man with coffee at my door, they can bother me for that, but they know not to bother me. And they also are learning from their peers, which is something I really love and I love to see. So some of the students are like, hey, I passed that level on Lexia, which is our reading program that we use. Let me go ahead and help you pass it too. Or I can help you with your writing. I can help you spell something. And so it really does just create a better classroom environment and really help you with your classroom management. Number 4, it allows for effective differentiation. We toss that word around, and I often feel like it can be overwhelming to make sure that we are effectively differentiating the learning for our students. So choice boards are wonderful for this because I'm going to reference this folder again. One of the stations or one of the options that I have on their choice board is independent work. And the independent work for my students is work that is on level for them and is based off of a skill that they need to work on. And I pull these skills from the MAP test that we take that tells me exactly what they need to work on. If they have work in the pocket of their folder, they know that they have to do it, and I know that it's on their level. So that's one way that I can effectively differentiate. And I can also pull really effective small groups that allow for differentiation. This gives me the time to reteach those concepts that they were not getting during whole group, or introduce concepts that I know that they're ready for. And I get to do this because I am not spending all of my time in a whole group lesson. The kids are working with their choice boards and I can pull the kids to the teacher table. And it's just chef's kiss because these kids are learning and they're growing, and it's absolutely amazing. So choice boards give you the opportunity to have perfect differentiation. And finally, number 5, and honestly probably the most important, and that is it creates an enjoyable classroom environment for both you and your students. I heard a long time ago that when you're laughing, you're learning, and that something that's enjoyable is memorable. And I say this because when students are working with choice boards and they're given autonomy for their learning, that's automatically more enjoyable. But they're able to work with their peers and they're able to make memories and make connections with the things that they are doing. And a sweet little anecdotal story that I have for you is a couple weeks ago, we were working with these math activities and I had them in groups working on these math activities. And I watched a boy, he read a task card and he goes, that's a tough question. Let me go ahead and put on my thinking cap. And he took his hoodie and just flipped up the hood. And usually I'm a stickler for hoods on heads, but it was just so precious and so funny. And his whole group laughed and he laughed and they were solving the task card. And then he took the hood off and he read a task card again, did the same thing, put on his thinking cap. And I watched a student say, hey, you forgot your thinking cap. And he goes, oh yeah. And he put it on. And now I know that that task card activity was so much more memorable because of the thinking cap. And I'm sure that they got so much more out of that math activity because of that. So the choice boards truly do allow for it to be more enjoyable for both you and the students. So just to recap, the 5 reasons why you should use choice boards in your classroom are: 1, it gives your students autonomy in their learning. It allows you and your students the ability to get more done during the day. Number 3, it helps with your classroom management. Number 4, it allows for effective differentiation. And number 5, it creates a more enjoyable classroom environment. So there you have it. I hope that you consider using choice boards in your classroom. And if you are ready to jump all in, but you have no idea where to start, I have the perfect resource for you. It is a personalized learning guide, and it walks you through how to roll out blended learning in your classroom, complete with an editable choice board for you to use, and as well as some free resources. So there is a link in the description for you if you are interested in that. And finally, what we always say at the end of our videos around here, and that is, what are you saying yay about today? And what I am saying yay about today is that spring break is right around the corner. The weather is changing. The days are going to get longer, and I just love that. So tell me in the comments, what are you saying yay about today? And until next time, stay joyful, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!